What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So tonight marks the night where boxing novice, YouTube sensation, or dare I say YouTube sensation turned boxing novice, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is 5 wins, no losses, no draw, 4 wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 6'1" with a 76-inch arm reach. He's going to step up in competition tonight as he takes on retired, legendary, iconic UFC Hall of Fame superstar in Anderson the Spider Silva, who has a professional boxing background, okay? Anderson Silva is a professional boxer as well. We know a lot of UFC fighters that transition to the sport of boxing. They're not truly boxers. They're strikers, but they're not truly boxers. Anderson the Spider Silva, who is 3 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 2 wins by way of knockout. One time he was knocked out, 6'2" with a 78-inch arm reach at 47 years of age. Anderson Silva, he's had real boxing matches. He's fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., okay? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was a former world champion with 52 wins, 5 losses, and a draw. He won a unanimous decision, okay? So he has fought. He fought Tito Ortiz, who's Tito Ortiz, a UFC fighter, in making his debut. He knocked him out in the first round. Okay, but he did fight Osmar Teixeira. Okay, Osmar Teixeira was 8 wins, 2 losses, no draw. He TKO'd him in the first round. So Anderson Silva, he's not a novice in the sport. Well, he's a novice in the sport of boxing, but he has a boxing background. When you look at the last guys that Jake Paul fought, those guys was all, making their debut, okay? He fought against Tyron Woodley, UFC legend, Hall of Famer, made his debut. Ben Askren, UFC legend, made his debut. Nate Robinson, NBA basketball legend, made his debut. And Ali Gibb made his debut. So these are all guys that was making their debut in the sport of boxing, okay? That's not the case with Anderson Silva. And again, like I was saying, Anderson Silva, he's a striker in the sport of UFC, okay? But he's a professional boxer, and he used his boxing tactics in the UFC. Now, obviously, he had, grappling, and he had submissions, and he had kicks, okay, down pat. I think he's arguably, if not, widely considered the greatest UFC fighter of all times, okay? And so with that said, but he's definitely a boxer. And so this is a huge step up, but age is a factor. Anderson Silva is not a young pup, okay? Anderson Silva is, old guy. He keeps himself in shape. No doubt about that. He keeps himself in shape. He stays active, but he's 47 years of age. Let's be real, okay? And so this is a fight where, Jake Paul is, what Jake Paul is doing is, taking his time, right? As most novice. Now, because of Jake Paul's superstardom, his status, his social media, his YouTube, Jake Paul, his novice status in the sport of boxing gets overlooked, okay? Most people look at Jake Paul and they want to see Jake Paul step up in competition and fight, the absolute best fighters there is to offer in the sport of boxing because of Jake Paul's status. But truly, Jake Paul is a novice in the sport. He only has 5 fights, you understand? But he has 21 million social media followers or more. You understand what I'm saying? He brutally knocked out Tyron Woodley. He brutally knocked out Ben Askren. He brutally knocked out Nate Robinson. And he decision Ali Gibb, right? And so because of that, many people want to see Jake Paul in the ring with a true boxer, okay? They don't want to see Jake Paul in the ring, with UFC fighters and UFC legends. They want to see Jake Paul in the ring with true boxers, okay? The problem with that is, like I stated, he's a novice. If you look at, Canelo Alvarez, who is a 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who's undisputed super middleweight, widely considered the face of the sport of boxing. You look at Canelo Alvarez's history and Canelo Alvarez's first fights. If you just look at Canelo Alvarez's first 10 to 15 fights as a professional, okay? Now Canelo Alvarez has over 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, right? But if you look at his first 15 fights as a professional, right? First fight, Abraham Gonzalez, 0-1-0. Pablo Alvarado, 0-1-0. Miguel Vasquez, his third fight, his debut. His fourth fight, Pedro Lopez, 0-0 and 1 draw. 0 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. His fifth fight as a professional, Jorge Juarez, 3 wins, 5 losses, no draws. Okay. And he fought him to a draw. Okay. So Canelo Alvarez, fifth fight as a professional, he fought Jorge Juarez, who was 3 wins, 5 losses, no draws, and Canelo Alvarez drew with him. Then he fought Juan Hernandez, who was 2 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Then he fought Christian Hernandez, who was no wins, 1 loss, no draws. Okay. Then he fought Francisco Villanueva, who was 4 wins, 5 losses, no draws. Then he fought Daniel Martinez, who had 0 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, no draws. So he had 1 fight in his total career. And this is Canelo Alvarez is now 10 fights in. You understand what I'm saying? He's 10 fights in, and he's fighting guys that making their debut and still only have 1 fight. Okay. So that's 10 to 15 fights in for Canelo Alvarez. So he didn't step up in major competition. Okay. So you look at that, you look at his resume. Okay. And Canelo Alvarez is considered the face of the sport of boxing today. That's what Canelo Alvarez is considered, the face of the sport of boxing. A pound for pound, people got him top 5 pound for pound. He was the pound for pound king at one point. Okay. He's a 4-division champion. He's undisputed right now. But in his first 10, 15 fights, he didn't step up in major level of competition. The same thing Jake Paul is doing. It's just that he's doing it with recognizable faces. You know who Anderson Silva is. You know who Tyron Woodley is. You know who Ben Askren is. You know who Nate Robinson is. You know who Ali Gibb is, right? But it's the same ordeal with everybody, okay? And so when you look at that, not many fighters come out the gate and they fight the absolute best there is to offer right out the gate. You get your feet wet. You're a novice, right? The problem is, like I said, for Jake Paul, he faced off against guys that are very familiar, and Jake Paul has a huge social media following, right? So he's already a millionaire. He's not starving. That's the problem, okay? Fighters that are coming out the mud, they're starving. They're coming out the Olympics, they're starving. You understand what I'm saying? Jake Paul is not starving. He's already a multi-millionaire. He's already a superstar. He's already a celebrity. And so because he's a celebrity and because he's not starving, okay, Jake Paul doesn't get the benefit of the doubt like many other fighters do just starting their career. The guy has 5 fights. Again, 5 fights. You don't know who those guys are. It's just that he's fighting celebrity names. And the fact that Jake Paul was going to fight against, Fury Fury. Okay, Fury Fury is a novice too. You understand what I'm saying? But the problem with Fury Fury is, again, like his brother, Fury Fury's brother is Tyson Fury. Fury Fury, father is not Fury Fury, excuse me. Forgetting his name now, but Tyson Fury's brother. Okay. And with that said, these are good fighters. You understand what I'm saying? So he had this situation with Hasim Rahman Jr., okay, where, looked like he was going to fight Hasim Rahman Jr., okay, but that fell through, and Hasim Rahman Jr. he was going to fight Tommy Fury, excuse me. Jake Paul was going to fight against Tommy Fury, who is a novice. He was on a celebrity show, 8 wins, no loss, no draw, 4 wins by way of knockout. So that's who he's going to fight, Tommy Fury, right? But that fell through, okay? Then he was going to fight the son of 2-time heavyweight world champion, Hasim Rahman Jr., okay? Hasim Rahman Jr. is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 6 wins by way of knockout, right? But that fell through, you understand? So these are the fighters that, Jake Paul started poking at, because Jake Paul, he makes a lot of noise, huge social media following, right? And he's very outspoken, very out brash, and he built his name off of what people would consider to be capping, right? So because of that, Jake Paul don't get the benefit of the doubt. In this fight with Anderson Silva, Jake Paul, I believe, is going to get a brutal knockout victory over Anderson Silva, who in sparring has been knocked out twice. So I think that he's going to knock out Anderson the Spider Silva tonight in dramatic fashion. And it looks like they're trying to build a a fight with Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather, okay? Retired legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer, retired 50-0, 50 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 wins by way of knockout. I believe that that's the fight that they're trying to build up, okay? Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Keep in mind that Floyd Mayweather defeated Jake Paul. Well, they didn't keep stats, but he fought Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul. Okay, so Floyd Mayweather's 45 years of age. He's still doing exhibition bouts. He got an exhibition bout coming up, but he wants to have a official fight. Okay, and so with that said, Jake Paul had a catch weight situation. It was a lot of drama behind it. His catch weight situation with Hasim Rahman Jr. He pulled out the fight. He just wasn't ready for Hasim Rahman Jr. Point blank and period. And tonight, Jake Paul is going to get, I believe, a 5th round knockout victory over, Anderson Silva. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.